I want to emphasize one angle which has not been emphasized, I think, in recent times. In all these programs which they taught you, one summary that would help you is to recognize how the NRM differed from the other political groups. Some of us had been part of some of those parties, the old parties, UPC, DP, Kawakayeka. But in the 1960s, we started seeing a fundamental difference between us and those parties. The difference was, first of all, in the purpose of politics, but also in the targets of politics. The old political parties, they were saying that the purpose of politics is to get together people of the same identity. So that's how you had DP coming up 1954 as a party for the Catholics. Then UPC 1960 as a party of the Protestants and some Muslims.
Ate ekibiina ekya UPC akiga nti ffe tuli ba Protestante n'abamu ku Basiraamu.
And then Kabakayeka as a part of the Baganda, mainly Protestants and Muslims. That's why you would hear them saying, echafe, you as who? You would hear the Banyanko say, echeitu.
Chechimu n'owulira ne Mbarankole nga boogera ensonga eyo nga bw'owulira.
Oguno echeitu. Then he would, in Luo, they would say, Megwa, ours, the same idea.
Chaffe, kano kaffe.
So the purpose of politics to them was identity. Now, when we started, we rejected this idea. We said, but the aim of politics must be, if you put it in Runyankore, okuchenura. Okuchenura means to remove the needs of the people. The Runyankore word okuchenura is much more precise. Those who know Runyankore, okuchenura, emicheno, the problems which can be solved should be solved. And the way to do it is okuchenura, okujja kwebizibu ebisoboka, to remove the problems that can be removed. So that's why, therefore, these principles you talk about, patriotism, Pan-Africanism, started from there. We said that the main purpose of politics is to create prosperity. So that's why we said, the purpose of politics cannot be identity. It must be to get prosperity. And then we said, where does prosperity come from? So therefore, this Bona, prosperity for all, go back to the mass line, where you are. And the good thing is that the policies are already there. So your task is understanding, explaining, and implementation. So with these few words, I declare you cadres now.
Your Excellency, these participants were carefully selected for being central in the successful implementation of all government programs. Having been a sub-county chairperson for Women Council, a district councillor, a deputy RDC. So I know the central role these leaders play. So other leaders, including NRM SEC members, ministers, members of parliament, RDCs, are here, like they have already introduced them, for this function. And I've been checking and encouraging the participants throughout the course. I want to thank you, members, for having encouraged our members, our participants, to soldier on until today. Your Excellency, these cadres you are passing out today have exhibited passion and commitment to your cause of socio-economic transformation. Now that you are change agents, as we agreed, when you go back, ensure that you effectively manage your time. Remember the other course on time management? Do you remember? Yes. Are we together? Yes. Monitor and also popularize the many government wealth creation programs, such as PDM, Emioga. We now have GROW. We already have WEP, the Youth Livelihood Program. Those wealth creation programs are very important, as the President may explain. Your Excellency, we request that this course covers the entire country. Your Excellency, this transformation course attracted leaders from other political parties, and they are convinced that the movement ideology is the way to go.
As the Minister of State for Local Government, which hosts all the participants here, we agreed with them because we taught at Kaweweta and taught here. I've been here since Friday. I have liked their transparency and acceptance. In local government, we have agreed with the participants that let's maximally use a free given weapon of the mouth to transform this country. That we should talk and talk and talk consistently of all the matters pertaining development. We first of all know them, understand them, and then take on the role of teaching the communities around us with consistency and commitment. People must know the government programs. People must be patriotic to love this country because we are, because Uganda is. We agreed on several issues to know first and inform the others. Your Excellency, we agreed to task the cows to be the main trainer of trainees. Because every 3 months, Your Excellency, we invite them to assess the progress, to tell them their grievances of the communities. They should be able to go back and interpret the laws and interpret the rules and regulations managing their councils where a lot of petitions are arising, and to teach the people the programs. I wondered here when some people confessed that they didn't know of the billion. And I want to thank them. We have empowered you. Go with the power. You have the power to task the cows to display all the monies that come from government and to even teach you the guidelines of how each project runs. I want to go into those details. Can we stand up and give him a standing ovation as I say, Museveni oye! NRM oye! But in the making, we have a standby generator. Muhozi oye! Muzee, you will tell us when you want a replacement. God bless you. Thank you very much.
When we mention the home of resistance, Your Excellency, it reminds us of the struggle, of the journey you started with a few committed, dedicated Ugandans very many years ago. The struggle that has yielded fruits, the struggle that has transformed this country, the struggle that has forged national cohesion, the struggle that has given hope to Ugandans. We thank you, Your Excellency, for that sacrifice and patriotism. But the participants, Your Excellency, were engaged by various subject matter experts, including the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Secretary General, the Cabinet Ministers, the technical officers from ministries, military generals and officers, and NALI directing staff. Your Excellency, the participants before you have been taken through the following modules. I will mention just the obvious. The foundations of patriotism and ideology of socio-economic transformation. Thinking as a tool, strategy for youth, thinking as a tool, strategy for youth patriotic education, financial literacy, NRM manifesto implementation, roles of party leaders in the continuity of the NRM and strategies for 2026, mindset change, entrepreneurship, and the leaders' role models, leaders as role models in social economic transformation.
Your Excellency, the students from Oliver Tambo I'm presenting, there are 431, out of whom are 159 females, 272 males. They are local government leaders from 4 districts and 1 city, from Mbarara, Gomba, Kanungu, Nakasongola, and Mbarara City. They are mainly constituted by RDCs, LC 5 chairpersons, city and division mayors, town council mayors, and LC 3 chairpersons, district councillors, representatives of people with disabilities, youth league, elders, NRM chairpersons, and mobilizers. These leaders have been undergoing a 2 weeks intensive training since Monday, 27th August, and they are anxiously awaiting your lecture of opportunity and, if possible, course closure. Your Excellency, this course was tailored to enhance the mindset change among participants in order to become change agents for socio-economic transformation of Uganda. It had 3 broad objectives. Number 1 was sharpen the participants' leadership skills and understanding of the journey of human development in order to collectively diagnose and solve problems of their respective areas of responsibility. Number 2 was to enable participants to appreciate government plans and efforts and the ongoing interventions by all government ministries, departments, and agencies in addressing the question of Uganda's development. Lastly, Your Excellency, it was to enable them benchmark the story of socio-economic transformation through field study towards progressive farmers in selected areas in order to demystify the notion of wealth creation and household income.